Alrighty, we are live. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. My name is Jonathan. I'm the president of iFlow Creative. Today we're here to talk about marketing. This is episode 3 of The Right Way. That's our video podcast on YouTube. And I found a streaming platform that allows me to stream in multiple areas at once. I'm so thankful for that because not everybody likes YouTube, not everybody likes Facebook, not everybody likes, Twitch or Twitter. And so if we stream to all of them at the same time, everybody can use the platform that they like, and it just makes life easier for me. So first off, I want to introduce myself a little bit and the company, and then we'll dive into the topic matter. As I said before, my name is Jonathan. I am a professional musician. I am also the president of iFlow Creative, and iFlow Creative is our creative writing company. We're here to help you become the authors that you want to be. It started off as just an editing company, and then it's just kind of blossomed into a creative writing company, and now we're gearing things more towards audio and giving our readers, or your readers rather, the listening experience that they want to have that doesn't impinge on their life and interrupt their lifestyle, and allows the authors to get themselves into your readers' ears without requiring such a big thing like making them stop and read your book. So this is a really big, exciting move for us at iFlow. We're really excited. Our staff is really excited in the creative endeavors that we're investing in, be it video games, or one person has a manga, another person has a card game, another person has just a whole world that they're getting everybody into. So it's really, really awesome to be able to do this for everybody. And so we're really happy to be able to be functioning as the company that brings this to you. We do have merch and online services. You can go to iflowcreative.com to check everything out that we have. We got t-shirts, we have coffee cups, things like that. As a matter of fact, I'll put something in the description when I watch this back. But we do have merch and services, be it ghostwriting or editing, or getting it ready for a screenplay to be considered for movies, sending it out to producers, things like that, getting it produced into a video game, all types of things to help you with what you need from your dreams and your goals and things like that. So into the main topic. Today we're talking about marketing. Now, I've kind of dedicated this week to tackling this problem because this is a big problem that authors have nowadays. Is I don't know how to market my books. I have this book. It's in whatever shape it is. It's online. It's getting reviews. It's not getting reviews. It's getting sales. It's not getting sales. And they're having an issue tackling this problem, which is hey, I don't know how to market. I don't know how to make sales. I don't know what my readers are saying. I don't even know if people are grabbing it and reading it. So I've kind of dedicated this week to tackling this problem. And I want to help you guys understand how marketing works. Like, a lot of authors feel like if you just publish a book and get it out there, that's all you need, you're gonna make sales. And that's really not the case, guys. That's not the case. It's never been the case. So I really want to help you guys with how marketing actually works. Okay, so marketing is only going to work if the product is good and or in demand. I'll say that again. Marketing is only going to work if the product or service is good and or in demand. Okay, now what do I mean by that? People have to see a quality product before they're going to invest in it. Or people have to see that the product is in demand before they will buy it. Here's an example. We all went through COVID across the globe. Surgical masks were in demand. Not a great product, doesn't really protect from a lot of things, but they were in demand. The surgical mask guy got millions of dollars. Whoever owns those companies made out like a bandit during COVID. Hand sanitizers were also in demand, right? So whoever created hand sanitizers or sold hand sanitizers during COVID made out like a bandit because they were in demand. Didn't really matter what the package looked like as long as what was in demand was inside that little bottle, hand sanitizer, right? Those are just two minor examples of things that are not really great, but in demand. Or if it's not in demand, they have to see that the product is really, really good. meaning your presentation has to be really, really good. You can't have certain mistakes. And we're going to talk about some of those mistakes that or that authors make commonly. We're going to talk about that today, but you can't have those mistakes if you want readers to take you seriously and invest in your product. And whether you're asking them to buy it for free or offering it for 99 cents or whatever, you are going to have people investing something into your work. They're either investing money or time or both. Okay. And so if you're going to have them invest something into your product, you have to give them a good product, right? That's how marketing is going to work. Now, what is your responsibility as the author? Your responsibility is to understand your readers, right? You have to understand how your readers absorb content, okay? You can't just put out a book and expect that to be enough. That's not enough, you guys. Just putting out a book is not enough. You have to understand how your readers absorb content. Now, if you have an email list or a Facebook following of like 500 readers and all they do is read books, hi, Joanne, thanks for joining us. And all they do is read books and you print out or you publish a book, okay, your readers are going to respond to that because you understand your readers. But if that's not how they're absorbing content, if you don't know how readers are taking in content and you just throw out a book, you're going to get ignored. And then you're going to wonder why. Hey, how come nobody's buying my book? Well, it's because you're giving it to them in a way that they don't want, right? So you have to understand your readers. Your competition is not just other authors on Amazon, okay? This is 2022 now. There has been a big shift in how people absorb content. You're not just competing with other authors anymore, other writers who are putting things out, who are making new stuff. You're competing with TikTok, you're competing with Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Hulu, Disney Plus, regular cable TV, YouTube TV, all these different mediums where people are absorbing content, Netflix, you name it. All of those things are competing for your reader's attention, right? Half of those things, in fact, most of those things that I listed have your reader's attention already. So you have to break through that problem, or you have to break through those barriers and get your reader's attention. That's your responsibility as the author, okay? You have to break through. In order for you to do that, especially if you're unknown or if you're a new author, you absolutely have to make sure that your product is on point. That means the cover has to be great. That means the blurb can't have mistakes in it. That means that look inside feature can't have mistakes in it because that's already telling your readers you're not investing your time and money into your own product. So if you're not going to do that, why the hell should they do that? Right? So I just want you to wrap your head around that part. That's your responsibility as an author, okay? And nowadays, this is a big marketing tip for you guys. Nowadays, people prefer books in audio format. People prefer books in audio format most. You want to know why? Because nowadays everybody's busy. You can't just work one job with the way gas prices are and the way the housing market is increasing and the way things are going nowadays. You can't just have one job. You have to have multiple streams of income in order to make it. So that means people are busier. When people are busier, they don't have time to steal away from the things that they know they should be doing, the things that make their lives work, to invest in sitting down and reading your book. Excuse me. They don't have the time to do that. What they will do is play your book in the background while they're doing what they need to do, or while they're at work, they're working and listening to your book at the same time. So you have to make it as easy as possible for your readers to engage with your content. Okay? I recommend that you have an audiobook bare minimum. Okay? Just publishing a book is not enough nowadays. And you constantly have to move and evolve and grow as an author. Okay? You have to think of different ways to get your books out there. A lot of authors are using TikTok now. TikTok is dominated by women. Women overwhelmingly read fiction novels if you're into fiction, or poetry if you're into poetry. I'm not saying men don't read it. It's just overwhelmingly women are the ones who are going to read. So you have to go after the places where women are putting their focus. TikTok is one of those places, right? You have to make sure that when you are marketing, that ad is engaging. You can't just throw up a buy my book with a link. Nobody's going to care. Okay. You have to answer that question. Why should I care? And we're going to go into that a little bit here as this episode goes on. So again, I want readers are overwhelmingly, I don't know the exact percentage. I didn't do the calculation. I'll have that ready for next time. But overwhelmingly, they're preferring audiobooks to even ebooks, right? So if you're going to go through the process of publishing, make sure that you have an audiobook at the end of it. At the very least, have an audiobook at the end of it. Just having a regular book is not enough. Okay. Now, the best marketing tactics for new or unknown authors. Now, if you're new or unknown, this is a really big struggle for you because you don't even have an audience. So it's going to be hard for you to break through when you don't even know who's going to enjoy your work. So I have a couple of things written down just based on the research that I've done, based on how readers are engaging and the struggles that you guys are having as authors. So number one, when you publish your book, okay, when you publish your book, your first book, it's out there, nobody knows who you are. Focus on building your reader list. Use that first book as the foundation builder for your writing career. What does that mean? You're probably not going to break even on this first book. Just accept that, get it into your head, breathe it in, breathe it out, and just move forward with it. You're probably not going to break even. You're going to invest thousands of dollars into this first book, and you're going to use that as your calling card in a way to build your readers list. Okay. Email is still the best way to do that. If you can, get the text message number, get their mobile phone number, get their cell phone number where you can send them text. The more direct to your client you can get, direct to your reader you can get, the better. Email is directly to them. Mobile phone is directly to them. And everybody's got their phone in their pockets, right? So that's the best one, is to get their phone number. If you can't, get their email address. Okay? Get it and try to engage with them enough to where they're giving you an email address that they're going to check, right? Like even getting people on here, I used email. I've been emailing with my clients all day. They send me back messages. I can ask them questions and be confident that they're going to respond. That's what you need. You don't want the spam email. Nowadays, people have 3, 4, 5 different email addresses. There's one for spam, there's one for family, there's one for business, there's one for personal. Get one that they're actually going to use. Okay. Otherwise, it really doesn't help you. You want to make sure that you're getting emails and engaging with your readers. Don't just have them buy your book and not talk to them. You want to talk to them, get to know them a little bit, have them understand you and who you are, and understand them and who they are. Actually engage with your people. It means you're going to have to get out of this, I just want to write and be at home and not do anything. I just want to shield myself away in my house. That's not going to cut it in 2022 anymore. They're not. Your readers are going to want to know about you. Okay, they're going to want to know about you and who you are and what you do and what else you have going on. If you can't handle that, you might want to find a different hobby. I'm sorry. You might want to find something else to do, because this is the age of engaging with people. The world became a lot smaller when COVID happened. We had Zoom boom, we had Microsoft Teams boom, we had all these streaming platforms just really boom and make it easier to engage with people all the way around the world. So the world is a lot smaller. It's faster to get in contact with you. And people are going to want to know who you are when they become fans. Okay. So focus your first work on building your readers list and engage with those readers. Okay. Those readers are going to be your top fans. If you're not engaging with them, you just have a bunch of emails. What are you going to do with that? If you have engaging fans, they're going to buy stuff from you. Okay. That there's a reason why. You ever go to a business a website, or you click on an ad on Facebook and it takes you to their website, and within 3 seconds there's a pop-up asking for your email? There's a reason for that, because email is still one of the biggest ways to make money. Otherwise, businesses would not care. Like, this is a content absorbing age. The faster you can get them content, the more valuable the content you can get to them, the more likely they are to buy from you. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're getting engaging contact details. Get email addresses that they actually use, engage with them on those email addresses, get their mobile phone number if you can, engage with them. Don't just send them buy my book, buy my book. Send them different things that they can engage in. Send them some content about characters. Send them a poem that you've been working on. Get them to actively engage with you via email, and you're going to have all the chances in the world to make more money, because they're going to see that you don't just want their email address just to send them sales stuff. You're trying to help them. You're trying to engage with them. You're trying to entertain them. You're trying to add extra value to their life. So email addresses are really big for that. Okay. All right. And then, as I said before, because audiobooks are the better way to go when it comes to getting your readers to engage with your books, okay, you want to make sure that you're promoting the audiobook. Since that's what people are buying when it comes to books, promote that. Now, one of the things that we do here at iFlow is we make episodic podcasts, okay? If you want to know more about that, go ahead and type me in the content in the comments box, or you can email me, jk@iflowcreative.net. I'll put that here in the comments as well, just for those of you who are interested in that. But we make episodic podcasts. And the reason why we're doing that is to get readers to engage more. It's another form of audiobook where they can play it in the background, and we're not taking them away from the things that they have to do in life. And yet we're still allowing them to read your book, read your book. It's a way for you to get what you want and need. It's a way for them to get what they want and need in a way that works for both sides. Okay, that's so important. You definitely have to keep your readers in mind when it comes to marketing and promotion. Okay, a lot of them are going to want to read your book, friends and family, and all these things. They've been watching you for a while. They want to read your book, but you have to make sure that you make it as easy for them to read it as possible. If you're taking them away from their life and telling them to sit down and read, well, you're taking up hours that they know they're supposed to be using doing other things. If you give them a way for them to listen to it in the background while they're doing those other things, you're definitely going to have a lot better chance of getting that sale, a lot better chance of engaging that reader. So you want to make sure that you're promoting the audiobook, not the Kindle ebook. Okay, overwhelmingly, I'll say this again, overwhelmingly, readers are engaging with audiobooks more than paperback or ebooks, because it allows them to read, listen, while they're engaging in the rest of their life. Okay, it doesn't take them away from what they need to do to survive in today's landscape. So when you're promote the audiobook, not the Kindle ebook or the paperback. Okay, give them up. This is where the email comes in handy, or the mobile phone comes in handy. If they like the audiobook, you can give them the option of getting a signed paperback at a discount that Amazon doesn't offer them. Just a little tip for you. So this is why emails and building your reader list is so important. Okay, if you guys are still with me, you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and let me know in the comments section. We're on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube as well. Let me know in the comments section. Just post up a comment, say hello, yes, great, whatever. Just let me know that you're there. We're going to keep going here. All right. Now, one of the things that we authors have to understand, okay, and this is a really big problem with authors, is, again, you're not gonna break even on your first book. Use it as a way to build that foundation. Don't be afraid to give it away for free. Don't be afraid to give your book away for free in exchange for a review, right? Because there's a lot of great promotion sites out there that will help you get to a wider audience, but they're not going to look at you without 7 to 10 Amazon reviews, and those reviews have to be high. And again, guys, don't be afraid of criticism. Do not be afraid to be criticized as an author, okay? Especially if this is your first book, or if you're a new author, maybe you're book number 2 and the first book didn't go too well and the second book is kind of sort of going well. You need to really look at those reviews. You need to get real feedback on your work, okay? Again, marketing only works, promotions only work if the product is good and or in demand, okay? And these are books here. So books really aren't in demand. It's not like people need them to survive, like the surgical masks or the hand sanitizer back when COVID was happening, right? Even need them to survive. The perception was we needed masks. Okay. The perception on books is not I need books. Okay. It's not going to interrupt thing. If I don't buy this book, it's not like the lights are going to turn off, right? So you want to make sure that the product is as good as it could possibly be. Okay, make it as good as it can possibly be. Don't have those mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes that authors make is they don't know how readers are engaging in their content. Have that audiobook out there. Don't be afraid to give it away for free just to get that feedback so you can know where you're going to improve. Okay, there's something that I tell my staff during every staff meeting just to reinforce it. Okay, I can't solve a problem I don't know about, right? If you're having a problem, like I'm not making sales, like nobody's reviewing my book, I'll give my book to people and they never get back to me. That tells me that something's going on with the product. Okay, it's not engaging enough. And people typically don't want to hurt your feelings, so they're not going to tell you, "Hey, this book is shit." They don't want to do that. They don't want to destroy your dreams. Like they wouldn't want somebody to do that to them. So they just won't finish it, and they won't get back to you. And you'll keep asking them, "Hey, did you see my book? What do you think?" And they don't say anything. Like that tells you that there's probably something about that book that they couldn't get along with, right? So you want to make sure that you're getting positive feedback or just feedback in general back from the people who are reading your books. Okay. Make sure that you go through the whole process, guys. That will really help you with getting good reviews. Make sure you're hiring those editors. Make sure you hire a good cover designer. Make sure that you are going through your beta reader and drafting your manuscript the right way and getting it formatted the right way. Like again, if you're brand new or unknown, you cannot make those critical mistakes. Okay. If you have 5 products that are normally good, like 5 books that are normally great, and you have one bad one, people are going to forgive that. They'll give you crap for it, but they'll forgive that because you're normally on the ball. If you're brand new, you can't start out coming in backwards. Like people are going to think you're weird, right? You got to best foot forward. You got to show up, head up, look them in the eye, let them know this is who I am. This is my product, right? Like for those of you who watch Shark Tank, how many guys are walking in backwards? Nobody. They're coming in, they're looking the sharks in the eye, they're presenting their product, and then they're seeing if any of them are takers. Like you got to think the same way, okay? Because as much as we hate to face this as authors, this is a business. This is a business. You are selling a product that you want people to engage in and give you money in exchange for support. Or I'm sorry, you want them to give you money and support in exchange for your product. So you have to show up, best foot forward, ready to go. Okay, that's a big one here. Okay, make audiobooks again. All right. Now make sure that your book is as mistake-free as possible. I kind of touched on this earlier, but I want to go through the process here, okay? A lot of first-time authors just try and muddle through it, right? And I'm not sure where the idea of just get it out there came from, but that needs to stop right now. You don't want to just get it out there. Just getting it out there is going to have you investing so many hours and so much money into a book that's just going to sit there, right? You want to get things out with a purpose, right? That's the point. You don't just want to have a book sit in the Amazon abyss. You want a book that's going to get reviews, that's going to get sales, that people are going to engage in, that people are going to make pictures about, that people are going to rave about and wish the movie and want to play the video game. Like there's a purpose behind this. You want people to pay for all your time and investment into this project, right? So you can't just get it out there. You can't just muddle through it, have some crappy cover up there, have no blurb up there, and expect people to engage. Do it right. Like when you finish your manuscript, get away from it and then come back after a couple of weeks, read it over before you send it off to a professional editor. Not your English teacher, not a friend who's good with words, not another author. Invest in your success. That means get a professional editor. I have 3. Some authors have 5. Professional editors look over their manuscript to make sure that it is as mistake-free as possible. Okay? To make sure that the characters are real, to make sure that the scenery, you can almost hear the birds feel the grass underneath your feet, whatever the scenes are. You can almost hear the gunshots and the explosions. You can feel the fear. Like, these are all things that editors do. This is their job as editors, okay? What we cannot have is, in that look inside feature, a paragraph of 2 run-on sentences. You can't have that. They're not gonna buy. They're not gonna buy, okay? I did a promotion this week for, actually it was today, for, I was doing some sample or some free promos. Some free promos. I told people to send me their Amazon links. I'll take a look. I'm gonna select 10 people, just do a big promotion for it, right? So I had some authors sending me their book links. And I clicked on a couple of their links and looked everything over. And I sent them emails back like, listen, I'm seeing mistakes just barely looking over it. So I know there are mistakes in the rest of the book. You have to get this thing right before we can push it out to a lot of people. Otherwise, it's just going to be a waste of everybody's time. There were a couple of authors who, like, things looked great. And I was like, okay, great. Let's get your promotion going. I need you to drop the price from on Amazon to showcase the sale for one day. And they would send me messages back like, oh, this is too much trouble. I changed my mind. I'm like, "What? I'm doing this for free. Like, what? How is this too much trouble for you? All you have to do is drop the price for a day." Like, that kind of thinking, where just figuring something out like, let me drop the Amazon price, is too much trouble. Like, we really need to get out of this whole, if it's not easy for me, I'm not going to do it. Listen, you're an author. This is tough. It's going to be hard. You're running a business. You want people to invest something into your product, and your product is not going to save their life. A lot of these fiction novels are for entertainment purposes only. So it's not really essential that they get it. If that's the case, you really have to make sure you're putting your best foot forward. Don't make these mistakes. Like, figure it out. You have to drop the price to get a free promotion. Figure it out or ask for help. Like, don't lose out on opportunities just because you're scared and don't know what to do. Like, that's such a big mistake for others to make. So make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. You're going through the process. You're investing in a formatter and a great cover designer and everything that you're going to need to make sure that when your reader lands on your Amazon page, it is pristine as possible. You have the audiobooks up there. You're keeping them in mind and their lifestyle and their lives in mind as you are going through. Because, as much as we like to say we're writing for ourselves, we're really not. If we were, we'd just write in a journal. I have a journal that I write in. That's for me. I'm not looking at publishing it. I'm not exposing it to the world. It's staying right next to me by my bedside. I write in it when I have a profound thought or something, and I leave it there. I don't tell anybody that I've written in it besides you guys now. That's what writing for yourself is. If you're publishing something, you're writing for other people. Okay, I don't know where this idea that I'm writing for myself came from. This is another one that we need to stop, because if you're looking at publishing, you're exposing what you have written to the world for their consumption. You're writing for them. So if you're writing for them, you have to keep them in mind and understand who they are and what they do in their lives. So make it easy for them. Don't give them, like, readers look for a reason to not invest their money, right? They look for a reason to not invest their money. We do it all the time. We go to the grocery store and let's say we want an apple, and we're grabbing and looking at the apples to make sure that they're not bad. If the apples are bad, we put the apple down and move on, right? So you want to make sure that you're putting the best apples out there. Make sure your book's not mistake or is mistake prone, is not mistake prone. Make sure the cover looks great. Not good, not okay, not decent, great. You want a good cover, best foot forward, okay? And guys, I understand that it's going to cost money. It's going to cost money anyway, okay? If you don't have the money, you need to find a way to get the money or invest in a different hobby. And I know that people hate that because, you're crushing my dreams and I'm an author. You should be supporting me. Listen, if you want your readers to invest money into your book, you better invest money into your book. If you're not willing to invest in your own product, why should anybody else? right? And if you're saying, well, I'm going to give it away for free, they still have to put time into listening or reading your book. Okay, they're investing something into you. So if you're not even willing to go in on your own product, don't expect anybody else to. Okay, now why is this important? Again, you are a new or unknown author. You need to make that first impression count. Okay, first impressions count. 84% of readers use these elements to decide whether or not they're going to buy a book. 84%. The cover, the blurb, the look inside feature, reviews, and if there's an audiobook. I'll say it again. 84% of readers use these elements to decide whether or not they're going to buy a book. The cover, the blurb, the look inside feature, other reviews, and if there's an audiobook. If any one of those things are out, meaning not there or not perfect, they're gone. 84%. So you're depending on 16% to make your writing career if you have mistakes in those elements. Okay? Now, a lot of people, well, 16% of everybody on the earth is still a good point. Not everybody on the earth reads. Most of them are women. Not every woman understands English. Not every woman likes paranormal romance or steampunk or sci-fi or poetry or whatever. So the more you get into your genre and your language and your location and all of that, you're just shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. 16% of your target audience will not support your writing career. It's not going to give you enough money to supplement your income. It's not going to give you enough money to even keep writing. That's way too low of a percentage. Okay. 16% is terrible. In school, if you got a 16% and you brought it home and you missed 84% because you didn't put your name on the paper, you didn't put a date on there, and you didn't put a title at the top, like you need to be slapped in the face because those are free points. Just put your name on it and you'll get 50% extra, right? Like these are free pieces of information. Cover, blurb, look inside feature, reviews, and an audiobook. These are free things that you can do, guys. Okay? You have to make sure that those elements are in line. If it's not, 84% of them are leaving and they're not going to tell you, oh, well, your cover was so I decided not to buy it. They're just going to go and then you'll never know. And then you'll have a book sitting in the Amazon abyss and never making sales and wondering why. Okay. 84%. All right. All right. So the biggest mistakes that authors make, I mentioned a couple of them earlier. I just want to get it out there. Or here's a big one. I used Grammarly for my editing. Guys, okay, I want to address this really quick because I know that there are things like GrammarGirl and Grammarly and things out there. Those are softwares, okay? If you have a car, all of you have a car or most of you have a car, and it breaks down. Let's say it's beyond a tire, right? Most people know how to change the tire. Let's say you're driving down the street and you hear it sputtering and it just dies. Who are you going to call? The mechanic, right? Okay, you're not going to call the doctor down the street. Why? Because they're the doctor. They are there to fix your body. The mechanic fixes the auto body. So just going based on that, I don't know why people go to a software to tell them how people act in books. That is a people thing, right? The software follows the rules of English. It can tell you about grammar, punctuation, spelling, maybe a light word choice. That's it. It's not going to tell you this character is not well developed. It's not going to tell you this sensory scene needs to be dialed down or add a little more. That is what editors are for. Okay? Nothing tells you about people like other people. Robots cannot tell you about people because they're not people. You need people. And the reason why I keep saying people is because your characters drive the story. Right? The emotional ties that your readers have with your book drives the story. The fear about the antagonist and that it's a little overwhelming. The tears in that poetry, or the sense of motivation that they get from the group banding together, that's a people thing. Softwares and robots are not going to be able to handle that, you guys. They can do copy editing. They cannot tell you how people act. They cannot help drive the readers to want to read the book. So stop using Grammarly or GrammarGirl or any of these other softwares for editing and expect that to be enough. You have to invest in an editor. I recommend 3 editors. In fact, all of our editing packages come with 3 editors, 3 different editors that we send your manuscript to make sure that it's great. Okay. Stop using Grammarly for developmental editing. It's not a substitute. It's not even close. You're just going to have a underdeveloped book that has no grammar issues. That's not what's going to get readers to keep reading and draw pictures about your books and be motivated enough to do fan art and fan fiction based on your books. It's not. So stop. Grammarly is a great final step just to clean up all the extra stuff. Okay. Uh, here's another one. I want blank marketing for free, or I want this editing for free. Again, you guys, if you're not willing to invest in your own success of your product, don't expect anybody else to. Editing is a very, very, very tedious thing to do. Ghostwriting is a very, very, very tedious thing to do. Book covers are a very, very, very tedious thing to do. Okay, don't expect these services that take hours, days, weeks, months to be for free. The editor has a family, the ghostwriter has a house, that cover designer has a stomach that they have to put food into. Like, they have to support their lifestyle with these skills that they're putting on display and that you need. Pay them for their work, please. Even if they say they're going to do it for free, give them something to show their appreciation or to show your appreciation for what they're doing for you. Give them something. Do not expect those services for free, you guys. I've been running this company for 8 years. I'm telling you, these services take longer than you think and more attention to detail than you think. So please, please, please don't expect these things for free. Marketing is not something you are going to get for free. Not the good marketing. Okay? All right. If you're not leaving a good first impression, you're actually telling everybody that you don't want to do what it takes to have a good product out there. So make sure that your book is as mistake-free as possible. Make sure that your cover is engaging and you've hired a great person to do the cover. Make sure the blurb is good for intrigue and it draws people in and it makes them want to know what happens next. Make sure you have an audiobook, because that's how people are engaging with content delivered by authors nowadays. Not an ebook, not a paperback. Some people will say they prefer paperback, but overwhelmingly, audiobooks are the things that sell nowadays. Okay? Keep your readers in mind when it comes to the marketing and promotion. Make it easy for them to buy your book, not easy for them to walk away. All right? I hope this was a big help for you guys. Thank you for joining me live. I know it's a little bit late over here. It's like 10:07 here in Clearwater, Florida, where we're based out of. But I wanted to, but I've written this down for a couple of days now, and I wanted to get this information out to you guys. So feel free to come back. Feel free to join us at iFlow Creative. I'm going to put all the merch links and links to services and things. I'll even timestamp it so that you guys know exactly what I talk about and when. And I will see you guys next time. My name is Jonathan with iFlow Creative. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take care.